I, 24, write as a hobby, and I like sharing my short stories with my small following. I do want to publish one day, but I want to make it perfect first since it's not edited yet. The unfinished book we're talking about came from an idea that I started to build when I was in middle school. I just finished it last year, but because of the virus, I was forced to put that project aside to ensure steady employment with my day job. My brother and sister-in-law came to visit me to introduce their baby daughter about 6 months ago. Sister-in-law just thrusted her baby into my arms, even though I lack even the barest knowledge on how to hold a baby. The baby was fussy, and my brother helped calm her down while sister-in-law said she wanted to use the bathroom to pump breast milk. They left later, and I didn't think anything of it until recently that I was told sister-in-law had published a book and it had been a while since she published. Self-publish is not as time-consuming as traditional publishing. I don't doubt my sister-in-law's intelligence because she is a smart woman, but I've always heard how she dislikes books cause they're boring and drags on. I wanted to show my support and brought a copy only to realize it's way too similar to mine. I compared it to my copy of unpublished work. It's obvious it's been edited and proofread for fluidity and clarity. I was angry and I admit I overreacted by confronting her over the phone. She said my screaming was upsetting her and hung up on me. It was a back and forth battle with phone numbers to get to the truth. By this time, my parents and her parents are involved. Not the idiot. Stealing her daughter's college fund, excuse me. I believe that the daughter would appreciate the money more if it actually came from her mother hard work and not from stealing from her aunt. If she's complaining about not having money, she can write her own dang book. Stealing from family is never the answer. Going into someone else's house, forcing them to watch your child and stealing from them, and then slightly change their book. She not only stole your first chance to publish a book, but she stole the dream from childhood you. I'm sorry, OP, sue the sister-in-law. Sue her. This is insane. Who literally goes into someone's house and steals their writing? And it wasn't like you wouldn't find out, she just didn't care. She disregarded you so much that I feel like it's malicious. Definitely sue her. And I feel weird about her having a mommy blog and followers. Like they've totally been misled. I don't know what to do there. Good luck, and I hope you get what you deserve. Not the idiot. If the family are siding with her, they are the problem. She is thief who stole from you. Not only is she not sorry, she is trying to manipulate you and others to agree to her terms. It is imperative that you deal with this immediately by seeing a lawyer. You need to get her to sign over the copyright to you, royalties, and admission of guilt. If she refuses to your terms, then you go to court. She is a nasty piece of work who is going to keep causing problems for you no matter what. Even if you agree to her terms, it won't stop her from causing future problems for you, I guarantee it. She has shown you what she is, believe her. But show her the law applies to her, and she is accountable for her theft. The audacity is shocking. Please see a lawyer immediately. So, my sister, 8, had off from school today, and I, 22, don't have any classes on Wednesdays, so she asked if she could hang out with me. We went grocery shopping this morning, and it was pretty empty, so it was smooth sailing until we were pretty much about to leave. I sent my sister to grab a bundle of bananas while I put some tomatoes in a bag, and she was no more than 5 feet from me. There was an older woman looking at bananas too, but I knew my sister wasn't going to be a bother, so I figured it was fine. She grabbed a bundle and turned to walk away when the lady stopped her and told her she needed a produce bag. My sister said no thanks and proceeded to walk away. Then the woman came up to me and tried to hand me the bag, and I kinda just said thank you and then put it in my cart. I wasn't trying to cause a scene, but I also didn't need my bananas in a bag and was just going to use it for some other produce. But the woman stopped us and said that my sister should have already put them in a bag, and I told her it wasn't necessary. She turns to my sister and goes, "Don't listen to your mama, you need to put all produce in a bag." I told her, first, I'm her sister. Second, who do you think you are trying to parent other people's children? You need to mind your damn business. And then she asks me, didn't your mama teach you how to respect people? And I told her, no ma'am, my mama's been dead for years. But my dad taught me not to take any bullcrap from annoying old women. Have a nice day, and dragged my sister away from her. I saw her go up to an employee, but didn't hear what she was saying, but I could see she wasn't pointing at us and looking at us, but we just grabbed our final few things. Am I the idiot? As we were leaving, there was the guy she talked to and another girl standing by the door and watching us leave made me feel like maybe I did do the wrong thing. Not the idiot. You may be an idiot for what you said about old ladies, but she was an idiot first. I feel like her idiotness coming first nullified your secondary idiotness. Bananas are in a bag, a convenient yellow one. Nature's bag. To that point, I actually don't bag any of my produce. I'm going to wash it when I get home. Is there a reason I'm missing that I need to bag it? I bought reusable muslin produce bags, but keep forgetting them, so I just put them directly in the cart. I put them in a reusable bag when I check out. Not the idiot. You and your sister both told her no, politely, multiple times. Granted, and I'll probably get downvoted for this, it probably wasn't necessary to swear at her. Swearing takes away some of your power and authority because it can make people seem more emotional and juvenile, especially to old people. It seems like she genuinely believes that all produce needs to be bagged, so it might have been better to tell her why you don't bag it and shut the conversation down with a, and that's the end of this conversation, thank you. You weren't really defending your sister. Your responses make it sound like you took it personally, so much so that you made it into an argument in the checkout line. In front of your 8-year-old sister. This woman was freakishly nosy. And about bananas and produce bags, of all things. I have never seen anyone put bananas inside produce bags. I can understand many other veggies and fruits, but bananas? Like, does this woman eat the peel or something? I'm going to say everyone's the idiot here, except for your sister, obviously. I was married to my ex-wife for 9 years. I came into my stepson's life when he was 4, and my wife and I divorced when he was 13. It's been 7 years since the divorce. I've since remarried and have 2 kids with my current wife. I raised my stepson, I'll be calling him JT, as my own, and I loved being his father. We were very close, and I wanted to adopt him, but was constantly blocked by his bio dad, who's a real piece of crap. The divorce between me and my ex-wife was messy. We married too young, and looking back, she was a toxic and negative force in my life. I also didn't know it then, but she is also bipolar, which was undiagnosed and untreated when we were together, and it explains a lot of the behavior I witnessed. I wanted to stay in my JT's life since I basically helped raise him, but my ex refused to let me see him and threatened to tell him I'd been a cheater and abuser if I pursued any legal routes for visitation. At the time, I was newly laid off and unable to afford a good lawyer. I really regret not fighting harder or calling her bluff, but I was afraid she'd turn him against me or even lie to the police and get me arrested for something I didn't do. JT and I reconnected last year. He's 20 now and living on his own and in college, for engineering at that. We've been playing catch up and he's met my wife and one of my daughters. I've given him some things for his apartment, etc. He eventually asked me why I didn't stick around after his mom and I split. I told him pretty point blank, your mom made sure I couldn't. I didn't go into detail with the threats or why we split in the first place, but I let him know she had strong-armed me into being no contact. JT was understandably furious. Obviously, I didn't expect his mom to have told him the truth, but I didn't realize how in the dark he'd been. I got a call from my ex. I have the same number as I always have, with her cussing me out for slandering her to her son and talking to him in general. This is the first I've heard from her in 5 years, by the way. She apparently hadn't known JT reached out to me. I told her to never contact me again and that her son's a grown man and can do as he wishes. I've deleted her number and talked to JT, who confirmed that he confronted his mom and they fought. He's clearly really upset that she lied to him for so long and feels really betrayed by her. I feel terrible, and I'm wondering if maybe honesty, or full honesty, wasn't the best policy in this situation. I don't want to cause rifts in a family, even if it's my ex. She and I have a bad history, but I know she loves her son. Not the idiot. Especially if all you said was that she made sure you couldn't and didn't go into gruesome details. It's the truth, and honestly it sounds like he values your relationship. Now he knows you didn't flake, you would have liked to see him then, and now that he can do so on his own you can't. He's not some charity case and he's not guilting you into contact now, you wanted to see him all these years. Not the idiot. You didn't talk to him about it as a child, but now that he's an adult, he has every right to know the truth. Rifts in a family happen. You weren't the cause of it, you just brought the truth to light. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if she's on medication now, but if she is, just explain she was a different person back then and he shouldn't judge her on the past. Judge her present. If she's a good mother to him, that's what counts between mother and son. Keep being there for him and keep it honest, just like you are. Not the idiot. Divorces are rarely not messy, but kids should never be hurt in the process. Your ex never should have cut you out of her son's life. It probably caused a lot of emotional damage for him. I would imagine he felt abandoned. His mom should have told him the truth. Hopefully she's able to be mature and apologize, but it's not your fault if she continues to put her interests above everyone else. My husband and I recently got married and purchased a 4-bedroom house. The number of bedrooms is important. My husband and his family are originally from Ohio. We live in Utah, and his family has started moving out here for a fresh start. Almost immediately after buying our house, his younger brother moved in with us and has been here for about 8 months. He's a great roommate and pulls his weight around the house. About 2 months ago, my sister-in-law decided she needed a new start and she moved in with us, also a great roommate. Now that my husband and his 2 siblings are living here, his parents decided to move here also. I work from home and keep my home office for myself to get work done. When my in-laws asked about moving down here, my whole household was thrilled. When I then asked, who's giving up their bedroom? Everyone just went silent. I unfortunately had to pull rank on everyone and put my foot down and say I was keeping my office. As of right now, no one is speaking to me. To make some clarifications, since I have been asked. Yes, brother-in-law and sister-in-law parent. Brother-in-law is off a divorce and has been talking about moving out sometime this year. He's a great guy and finally been getting back on his feet. Sister-in-law hasn't made the best choices in life and currently working on moving up the ranks at her job. She handles most of the cleaning and pays about $200 a month in rent. Mother-in-law and father-in-law want to move in until they can find a house, but I don't think they are going to move quickly on looking for said house. Yes, I am a man. Not the idiot. It seems like his family feels awfully over-entitled to your goodwill and charitableness. When my ex-husband and I got a townhouse, suddenly his cousin was living there, his brother wanted to come live for free, and his mother was looking to quit her job and have us support her. She was about 50 and in perfect health. These kind of things tend to snowball once people start thinking it's okay to violate boundaries. Not the idiot. It's your house and you work from home. You need that office to get work done, and you are in no way obligated to give it up. Your in-laws can find a different place nearby, or if your brother and sister-in-law are so keen to live with their parents, then they could all get a house together. That room lets you pull in your weight. Working from home makes it really hard to differentiate work time and off time, making a home office crucial. Don't give it up. Explain to your family the importance of work and life balance, and that if they want to make room for more people, they better make room for roommates. Oh my God, are you running an adult daycare for in-laws? No, not the idiot. You aren't obligated to host the entire family in your home. It's your home. How entitled that they all expect it. The most stressful thing about it is that your brother-in-law and sister-in-law may pull their weight and not add strain, but there's a vastly different dynamic when we're talking about parents. They come in and want to do whatever they want, generally. I know this because my mother-in-law and father-in-law and brother-in-law moved in with my partner, and it is a real strain, even though I love them. Backstory. My grandmother died and left me some property. I was freshly 18 at the time of her death, and so I let my parents handle most of the lawyer stuff. I know, dumb, well cut to now, I'm 22 and about to graduate college. I got a job, related to my studies, in the same city as the property is, so I started making a Pinterest board of how I decorate, since it would be the first time I'd live in a place where I could truly make it my own. My mother, who follows me, saw the board and asked me about it, and I told her it was for the property, since I'd be moving in as soon as I graduate. She panicked but didn't bring it up further. Later that night, my father arrived and immediately sat me down to tell that they were renting the property and I legally wouldn't be able to evict the tenants in 3 years. I got a little mad and asked where the money was then. Both my parents were offended and told me they were using it to look after my grandpa, which I have no problem with. I agreed to let the people renting stay and rent a place myself close to my job while the lease agreement ended. I communicated this to my parents, and my mother flew into a rage and told me the money from the rent would go to my grandpa until he died, then to her sister, who's 55 and well off, by the way, and then to support them financially in their seniority. They called me selfish and greedy. I told them how was it selfish for me to want something to rely on when poverty in my country is very prevalent. My mother said it was her mother's property, so she has more right to it than I do. I threatened to press charges and they kicked me out. They told me I could go back and access my savings I've been building up since I was 15, which they control, if I apologize for being so greedy. I know I probably shouldn't have threatened to press charges, but it irks me that they decided to do this without my consent or even letting me know. I need help because I'm scared of jumping couch to couch during the pandemic. Go to the bank and withdraw your entire savings. Then get a lawyer and serve the tenants an eviction notice. They rented out property they didn't own of another adult without your permission and illegally took possession of your land and have been financially benefiting from it for years. You seriously are not greedy. What they did is steal your property and the money from it from you, the legal heir and proper owner. They are entitled, greedy and selfish. Not you. You know what your parents have done is theft, right? I get the helping out grandparent thing, but since when is that your problem, and why have they left it for years since telling you? Are your parents and aunt contributing to the same amount to your granddad's care as you? You're kind paying twice too. Your property is being rented out to pay for granddad's care, and now you have to rent to live somewhere. Don't just threaten to press charges, you need to actually press charges. They're keeping your property from you, have been renting it out in secret for years, and are now keeping your own saved up money ransom. Do you really believe they were honest about where the rent money is going? I'd be willing to bet a lot that they're pocketing at least a part of it. Your parents are stealing from you. I'm so sorry they have made it come to this, but you need to lawyer up to protect yourself or come to peace with the fact you'll never see that property again.